You didn't lose your self-respect in one moment. No big failure, no dramatic breakdown, no obvious turning point. It happened quietly, so quietly, you didn't even notice it. It started small. You said you'd do something. You didn't. Nothing happened. No consequences, no punishment. No one called you out. So your brain learned something dangerous. You can break your own word, and nothing changes. That's where it begins. Not failure, not laziness, but a broken agreement with yourself. And the first time, it feels harmless. The second time, even easier. By the 10th time, it's automatic. Now you don't even think about it. You say things like, "I'll start tomorrow. I'll fix it later. I'll do it when I feel ready." But deep down, you don't believe it. Because you've heard it before. From yourself. Too many times. That's the shift. Not in your actions, in your trust. You stopped trusting yourself. And once that happens, everything changes. You hesitate more because your own decisions don't feel reliable. You overthink more because you're trying to compensate for that lack of trust. You delay more because action feels uncertain. And slowly, you become someone who doesn't follow through. Not because you can't, because you've trained yourself not to. That's what self-respect really is. It's not confidence, not motivation. It's trust. Trust that when you say something, you'll actually do it. And right now, that trust is broken. You feel it in small moments. When you plan something, but don't start. When you set a goal, but ignore it. When you promise yourself change, but repeat the same behavior. Every time that happens, something inside you weakens. Not visibly, internally. Your standard drops. Your discipline fades. Your identity shifts. From someone who acts to someone who avoids. And that shift, it compounds. Because once you stop respecting your own word, nothing feels urgent anymore. Everything becomes optional. Even things that matter. Especially things that matter. That's why your life feels stuck. Not because you lack ability, because you don't trust your own actions. And without trust, there's no consistency. Without consistency, there's no progress. And without progress, there's no change. So you stay where you are, repeating the same cycle. Thinking about change, planning change, imagining change, but never becoming it. Because becoming requires action, and action requires trust, which you lost. Not in one moment, but in thousands of small ones. Moments where you chose easy over necessary. Moments where you ignored what you said you'd do. Moments where you proved to yourself your word doesn't mean anything. That's heavy. Because now, it's not about motivation. It's about integrity with yourself. And right now, that integrity is broken. So even when you feel motivated, it doesn't last. Because motivation can't fix a broken pattern. It only highlights it. You get a burst of energy. You say, this time it's different. And for a moment, it feels real. But then you fall back. Not because you're weak, because the pattern is stronger. The habit of not following through wins again. And every time it wins, you lose a little more respect for yourself, until eventually you stop expecting anything from yourself at all. That's the lowest point. Not failure, indifference. What you don't even try anymore, because you already assume you won't follow through. So why start? That's how people stay stuck for years. Not because they can't change, because they stop believing they will. And that belief, it was built by your own actions, repeatedly. So if you're wondering why you feel disconnected, why nothing sticks, why everything feels temporary, this is why. You broke your own trust, and now you're living with the consequences, quietly, daily, internally. And the worst part, no one sees it. From the outside, everything looks normal, but inside, you know you're not showing up. You know you're avoiding things. You know you're not living up to your own standards. And that awareness, it doesn't motivate you. It drains you. Because now, every decision feels heavier. Not because it's hard, because it reminds you of your pattern. And your pattern says, you won't follow through anyway. So you hesitate. Again. That's the loop. And it keeps repeating until something breaks it. Not motivation, not inspiration, but confrontation with yourself, with your actions, with your patterns. Because until you face it, you'll keep living like this, half committed, half aware, half respecting yourself. And that's not a life. That's survival. So the real question isn't, how do I get motivated? It's, how many more times are you going to ignore yourself? Because every time you do, you're not just wasting time, you're losing something deeper, your own respect. And once that's gone, everything else becomes harder. Not impossible, but heavier. Because now, you're not just building a life, you're trying to rebuild trust with yourself. And that doesn't happen overnight. It starts with one thing, doing what you said you would do, even once. Because right now, that's exactly what you've been avoiding.